What's up, my beautiful people, my friends, my peeps? It's me, Jamie Rose. I'm here with another episode of Paying Dues. Um, yeah, it's kind of looking strange over at the La Rosa Casa. Going through a move at the moment, so no good cam, no nothing like that. But we're still rocking like it's the best time of our lives. So, with that being said, I just want to say thank you for joining me with this. If you haven't already, check out the Patreon, patreon.com/Rivet City Radio, where you find the best content with the best peeps. That's what's up. I have a very special guest with me today. He is a wrestling encyclopedia. He's a bit of a loudmouth, but he's your friend. He's my friend. He's a really cool cat. Give it to him. Phil the Future.
Hey, thank y'all. What's up? What's up with everybody?
Phil, it's been a while since we've talked, man, but tonight we had a really good Raw.
Absolutely.
A really good Raw. What's up, Kane? Man, I this is probably one of the best Raws I've seen in a while. I've actually kind of been down on Raw, so this is really exciting. Anything that you thought really stood out before we get into it?
Anything that stood out? Obvious. I think I'm sitting the obvious. I don't know. There were two
Pretty much what we just seen, right?
Pretty much what we just seen. Like the two though that I will state on those specifically. The building feud that's happening right now between Imperium and Alpha Academy, and as well as Shinsuke versus Seth down the road. I'm ready for this.
It's going to be some good stuff. So might as well, since we ended off with it, let's start off with it here. We had Cody Rhodes versus Finn Balor. That was the main event tonight. Man, these guys put on a great match like each of them do. Of course, you had Dom and Rhea out there providing the distraction as the show went on. And then, it's like, hey, where's Senior Money in the Bank? Where is he? How is he going to, pop in? Right. And then finally he shows up and tries to help. But Cody's having none of that. Cody's like, dude, I'm Cody Rhodes. I know better. So he pretty much caught on, used their own trick against them, hit oh boy with the Money in the Bank briefcase, and ended up getting the 1, 2, 3. The afterbirth is what was awesome. Pretty much it was all chaos, and we seen JD McDonough come out there and help out. And is he gonna be that missing piece for Judgment Day?
I mean,
is he a new member?
He could be. I mean, that's what I think a lot of people have been expecting, that since the news came around that somebody would get booted from Judgment Day and somebody would be replaced in his stead. Just copy paste what you did with Finn Balor Edge. But honestly, I feel like with the four of them plus JD don't Google me. I'm sorry, I meant Finn Balor Light. No, I'm sorry, JD McDonough.
Right.
Yeah, I think JD, even though he's not an official Judgment Day member, this guy, he's got a solid spot doing something. Mm-hmm. It's been a while since they've used him. Yeah. They've only really used him like a lot more, only just now and last week, because other than that, he was put in some random thing with Dolph Ziggler, and it took him nowhere.
Well, the thing is that it wasn't that it took him nowhere. It's just that they stopped doing it.
Yeah.
Like, they had him on TV doing some pretty good stuff with Dolph Ziggler, and then it just stopped abruptly.
Yep.
I was actually like into it because I like both of those guys. Definitely. But it's nice to see JD on TV. It's nice to see them actually doing the thing that that they're gonna do, and him and Judgment Day. There's something there, and they're building up the tension with Finn Balor and Damian Priest. I think all this is gonna end up. I think they're gonna end up turning Priest baby by the end of it.
Yeah, that's pretty. I feel like that's going to be the end result somehow. In some way, Damien's going to get booted, which means Finn's golden boy is going to be the guy that replaces him.
Mm-hmm. Which is kind of going to be weird because you have the the chicken shit heel and Dom, you have Rhea, and then you have Finn, and then you have another guy who's like Finn. You don't really got that big meaty guy in your group, which made kind of the good fit in the Judgment Day. So, but they find a way to make it work, and we're all speculating right now. So I thought that ending segment to Raw was absolutely awesome. And speaking more on McDonough, that beginning matchup with him and Sami Zayn was a great matchup. Just kind of set up the whole show, and ended up having Sami Zayn come out with the win, but JD McDonough did prove to himself later on in the show. So
absolutely agreed.
It was a good match. And then also with the segment with the women's tag team championships. That was a good segment. I love what Chelsea Green's doing with the character.
Absolutely. I'm really starting to like this Chelsea Green now. At first, the Karen character for me is like, cringe. To me, it almost felt like Cringe City because, it was just a Karen thing, and I've seen plenty of Karen videos to know, and it's like, oh my God, will you shut the hell up? But no, they like the way that Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green, just the chemistry of them working together in those little promo moments, it wasn't something that I think that I was really going to get invested in, but I did. They made it work so well. Like I was pretty much, I felt like I was going to be the last person to ever jump on the Karen tag team train, but oh my goodness, the curse of the tag titles.
Well, and that brings me to the next point. Piper Niven,
she's back
on TV, baby. Al with 2 L's was like, let's freaking go, because I know she's been advocating for Piper to be back on TV for a long time, and just to have her come out like a badass and just take down Casey and Caden. I'm still going to call her Casey. That's just how it is.
That Loki kind of hurt me when she did that to Casey. But like, you know what? If this is going to put Piper Niven on TV a lot more, go right ahead and do it.
And I'm like, let's go, because I think that's going to fit anyways. I thought it was going to be Nikki Cross. That's what I thought it was going to be.
Oh, man.
But this is better. Because you got Piper Niven, a big, strong, intimidating force, someone who's just going to go in and beat ass. And then, you got Chelsea Green, who's just going to run and hide from everything. This is honestly, this is probably the best that they could have made from the situation. So this is pretty cool.
Yep, and they made sure Piper wasn't just going to be somebody that was going to be swept under the rug because she just took that one title. I'm your new tag team partner. Sorry, we have a just no. I'm your tag team partner. Like, There you go. There you go.
Like, I'm actually really pumped to see what they do, because I was just, they couldn't vacate it again. They just couldn't.
No.
It's cursed, but at least they're showing that they care about it, and they're like, no, we've put time into this, and we're still going to build onto it. And I think the pairing that they're going to have, I think it's going to work tremendously because of the very different dynamic that both of these girls have. It's going to play off very well.
Absolutely.
And I'm happy to see Piper back on TV, and it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Speaking of the devil, Al with 2 L's. You know, shout out Botch Bots. Shout out Boss Bitch Trivia over on Reddit City Radio. Shameless plugs. So Phil, you know, you feeling good about that?
I honestly am feeling good about it. Piper Nevin's getting more TV time, which is something I feel like a lot of people, a lot of Piper Niven fans have been waiting for. I was actually speaking to people on my live saying, you know, like they were saying Piper Niven wouldn't probably do anything because like work, I don't know, travel visas or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as Piper came on, I'm like, yes, we finally somebody else new, somebody different, somebody we can start off fresh. Just to start from there.
Speaking of trivia, how does it feel to not be the trivia champ?
It feels very different, to be honest. I honestly really liked defending. I honestly really like defending that title every week. Like it gave me something to look forward to every Thursday. So I was like, yes, let's go. But I mean, I'm technically the Roman Reigns of trivia now. So
I like what Kane's saying here. You know, if they strip the women's tag title again, might as well.
You might as well get rid of them, right?
My first reaction when the news of the injury dropped, I was like, at this point, just retire the belts.
They were
as much as I want that division to thrive.
I agree. I honestly, I can't help but agree. In my honest opinion, if I'm going to take a hot take, the women's tag titles have been were cursed the moment that Sasha Banks and Naomi dropped those titles and said we're done.
Oh yeah.
As soon as they dropped them, said we're done, and left, the toxicity of the fact that people were just so mad that they just dropped them and left.
Mm-hmm.
It's just left a very negative impact on anybody who, like, on any team. It didn't matter who the heck you were. You were going to have to do something with them. Like, I mean, obviously you had Liv and Raquel with them. Liv's the one that gets injured. Mm-hmm. You had Shayna and Ronda with them. Shayna turns. That, I think that's like the main exception.
Yep. Well,
but mostly it's injury.
There was a minor injury there to Ronda.
Yes. Kane's like, I agree. Thank you.
I agree. I don't think it's much of a hot take as you're spitting out here. I think it's a very valid point. Yeah, Matt, definitely. When Raquel won them with her tag partners, he's been saying that all of Raquel's tag partners get hurt. Yeah.
Shayna's hurt now. I mean, yeah, Shayna is kind of hurt now too. I mean,
and that's WWE's just having an injury bug in general, and it sucks. I mean, I heard it. I think I was listening today to the replay of Botch and Chair Shots from the other day, and Al, Will, and Jaxbo and Matt Ritter of Smacking It Raw were talking about how their injury bug is bad in WWE. Like almost a lot of people are hurt, and I'm thinking like, do they need to change up something in the PC, like strength coach, or just they're on the road and they're not really going to the gym much? Like I know, something with how people are built nowadays, maybe, but maybe have them start eating their Wheaties, but it's kind of concerning to see how many people on the roster are hurt. So something's in the water, Matt. Yeah, you're maybe on something, brother. I'm not trying to get too in the conspiracy mode. They're putting something in the water to turn the freaking wrestlers weak. Something, like, I don't know.
Vince is poisoning them, damn it.
But also something that, like, over the last few weeks, I have been loving, and we're gonna transition into this now. Chad Gable, he is finally getting that push. I mean, he's been getting a push, the tag team stuff. He's been over. He's been making what they've been throwing at him work. But now to see him in a singles spotlight and in a feud with Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship, I'm so down for it. Honestly, is one of my favorite parts of the show because I love Chad Gable. I love Gunther. Just all of these guys. And thank you. It's great TV. And this is good. Al also said, it's honestly because people are doing more risky moves and they aren't spending enough time training before they get to WWE, and everyone comes in super green now. The majority of them are not wrestlers before. Yeah, that's absolutely spot on. Some of them are even self-trained in the backyard, from the trampolines and Cucamonga. But that's on the other channel. But anyways, man, Chad Gable is doing his best career work right now.
Absolutely.
And they're gonna have the match next week,
especially the women.
Do you think that Gunther's gonna beat Chad Gable next week and stop him from beating that Honky Tonk record? Or
oh man, I am praying right now he beats the Honky Tonk Man's record, because
me too.
As of a few days ago, we've learned that Gunther is now the second longest reigning Intercontinental Championship of all time, when he passed Pedro Morales.
Yes.
Great. I mean, amazing milestone for what they're doing with him. Again, only guy to hold it this long is, of course, a guy who was faking to be Elvis the entire time. But I believe it's as of I want to say September. I want to say September 7th. Nope, September 8th. September 8th is
Michael Cole said 20 more days.
20 more days, yeah. That means if they want Gunther to win, if they're going to keep him on this line of being the longest reigning, either way, he's going to have to win at Payback.
Yes, and that's what has me concerned.
Right, absolutely.
But maybe he beats Chad Gable next week, and then maybe Otis is like, hey, I want Gunther. Maybe that's what they do for maybe that's what they do for Payback, and then Chad Gable finally, because I would like to see Chad Gable win the belt.
Absolutely.
But I also want to see Gunther beat the record.
Yes.
But the thing about it is, once Gunther's done with the belt, he needs to be propelled to the main event spot pronto.
Absolutely. There's nowhere else he can go but the world title scene, because if you're gonna do this and then not really do anything afterward, it's like, what the heck are you doing? You're participating in the Kofi Kingston challenge. You lose your world title, and you automatically become an afterthought because you don't put yourself back into the world title picture again. You automatically go back to the mid-lower card with the tag team doing tag team stuff.
Yeah,
you gotta stay in that. Like, if they give you that moment where you're gonna stay in the upper card in the main event scene, and yes, even if you do lose the title, you still need to make sure you push and you work hard enough so that you stay within there and don't flake out. I'm not saying Kofi flaked out. It was just unfortunate.
Shout out Apex Predator for the raid. Thank you. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah. What's it following? Come on, hit that follow button. Anyways, Matt Riddle and Drew McIntyre versus the Viking Raiders. What are they doing with Drew McIntyre?
I honestly don't know. I feel if it was so weird because first Riddle was trying to come up with a nickname for the team, and then as I'm watching and I'm listening, I literally heard Wade Barrett come up with the idea of Edinbros, and I'm like, that's not bad. I mean, it's not bad, but
it's not bad. It's just I don't want to see the tag team. That's
exactly.
the issue in the first place.
Either. I don't want to see it either. Like honestly, after they beat whoever they were supposed to beat, I would have loved to see Drew just turn heel randomly.
Yeah,
that would have been like just a Glasgow kiss straight to Riddle, and
right,
then
right.
Please tell me they aren't going to waste Drew in the tag division.
I hope this is a short-term thing. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing a feud between Matt Riddle and Drew McIntyre if it means Drew's going to beat the crap out of Matt Riddle, which would be great for me because I'm not a Matt Riddle fan. I'm just not.
Hi, Brenda.
Brenda, what's up? But I just seeing Drew come back, have a high-profile match with Gunther, put on a banger of a match, and you're thinking, oh, this guy's going to be, main event player coming right back, onto the roster, and now he's doing tag team stuff with Matt Riddle against the Viking Jobbers. So that means
and the fact is now they have Matt Riddle and Drew McIntyre now again going as a tag team again on Raw next week against the New Day.
I did you see that little tad bit where the New Day were carrying the white chairs?
They were.
I thought that was funny.
Also thought it was funny that Woods had the Bob Marley going on.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Definitely loving the vibe. But yeah, that is another thing. Those undisputed tag team straps. What's the future for those belts? Because Sammy's probably wrestling injured and KO is injured.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Sammy is injured because I don't remember exactly
he's got the
on your
Cena
elbow
arm.
like
he's got Cena elbow.
Yeah, he got Cena elbow.
But Al said the curse of Matt Riddle.
Yeah. And then Vapid Unknown said that Drew needs to go after Seth or go to SmackDown.
Yeah, I would love to see a heel Drew, go after Seth. That would definitely be the move. But I like what they're doing with Nakamura.
Yes, what they're doing with Shinsuke is something I am so happy we're getting right now because Shinsuke, like, ever since Shinsuke sort of came back from Japan, after the Japan run, like with Muda and Pro Wrestling Noah, like he just hasn't really been put in that main event spotlight since, because he's always been a mid-card guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like, don't get it wrong. He's a 2-time IC champion. He's a United States champion.
He's a former WWE champion.
He should have been a WWE champion.
No, he was a WWE champion back during the SmackDown Live days. Him and AJ Styles had a pretty decent feud. I mean, even him and Bray Wyatt went after it.
Oh no, I remember that. I remember that. Like I remember Shinsuke freaking winning the Royal Rumble to face AJ at WrestleMania 34 and lost. Like, my God, I was just like, it was just after that he just started going lower and lower to where, he held mid-card titles for a while. That's great. He was the king. He was the, I guess, he took away the King of the Ring title from Corbin and became his own King of the Ring. That's cool. I like that. It was a cool fit for him, and especially Rick Boogs, because it gave Rick Boogs something to do as well. But then going into that, he just wasn't in that area. And now that he's like, we got that thing last week.
Mm-hmm.
Shinsuke subbed in for Sammy. Kinshasa'd Seth out of nowhere and left. And then now we get this. I am going to be very invested. Even after they had that whole promo and everything ended, he looked like he was about to leave.
Boom.
Nope.
Yes, sir.
Nope. We doing this again.
Yep. That's the thing. That match at Payback, it's gonna hit. It's gonna hit different.
Yes, it will. It will.
I love though how WWE is pretty much giving Seth Rollins a good list of opponents to face on this run. Really build up that title belt to be as prestigious as it can be before he finally drops it. So.
Absolutely. There's no question about that. I agree.
But yeah, I just really excited about that one. On to the next bit of Raw that we're going to talk about here. Indy Hartwell versus Rhea Ripley. It was really nice to see Indy back on TV. It was nice to see Candice LeRae. This one was quick. Rhea Ripley, Riptide, 1, 2, 3. That's all she wrote. Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus, the semi-main event. No contest. Pretty good match, even though it was a no contest. It was a good match until they took it to the crowd. And then it was a good brawl. I liked it. I liked it. And, now they're setting up the steel cage match. That needs to main event Raw.
Yes.
Or is that what they're going to do on Payback? So that's we got to see what Adam Pearce does there for that. But yeah.
Yeah, nice. Alice. I mean,
yeah, she
Allison
said
right there. Nice to see Rhea actually wrestling instead of being a glorified valet with a belt.
Ain't
exactly.
Ain't that the truth?
She should have had a match at SummerSlam, but there just wasn't enough time.
I know that was one of your biggest complaints, Al. Sammy, what's up?
Sammy.
Well, that's why your boys are here. We're breaking down Raw as crappy as we can, but we're all here. And also, thank you for the cheers, Sammy. Also, guys, if you want to see more of us, more of your Rivet City Radio buddies, your off the top boys, go to patreon.com/Rivet City Radio. I'm gonna keep hitting it because that's what we do. We hit it. But with that being said, go into a little bit more news. Tommaso Ciampa, before Raw, he shared video segments teasing Johnny Gargano's reunion, getting DIY back together ahead of WWE Raw tonight. I don't know if you've seen them, but the pretty much like the missing posters. It's a good little tidbit, and yeah, definitely missing Johnny Gargano on the TV, man. It'd be nice to see DIY back together. That's the thing, kind of boost up that tag team division there.
Mm-hmm. I mean, honestly, if the tag titles had been defended at if the tag titles had been defended at SummerSlam, I was hoping we would get like Sammy and KO versus DIY. I felt like, I mean, it kind of gets Johnny in and Ciampa is like feet wet. It kind of as a tag team a little bit. I don't know if it would have been just a one time thing or something that they would have continued running with, but it was a bit of a dream pick that I wish could have happened. DIY will be better now than they were. Oh yeah.
Oh, big time.
Big
time. Big time, Kane.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't watched wrestling much in a long time, but I used to love it. Apex brought me here tonight, and I stuck around a little support off the top. And Scals is our boy. We love Scals, and thank you for stopping by, Britt. Always enjoyed having you in here. More of a hockey girl this day. Go Buds.
Well, all I'm gonna say is if anybody is going to that SmackDown on Friday, because I remember being on Instagram, I was scrolling through the people I follow. I came across Edge, and Edge was showing off his Maple Leafs room, and he showed off the new collab T-shirt that the Toronto Maple Leafs did with Edge. For the Maple Leafs it was the Maple Leaf design with Edge that I believe is only going to be sold that night at the Scotiabank Arena. I'm just like, somebody get me on the nearest plane to Toronto so that I can get a ticket to that, because I need it.
We got to get Shadow there.
Yes, Shadow, get yours.
We'll pay for you to get the Scotiabank.
I'll send.
I need the shirt.
Whatever it is, however much it is for the shirt, I will cash app it to you. Just again, your boy, the care package. Oh my gosh, yes, and it looks so good. It just looks so good.
Right on.
Oh, nice, Allison. There you go. Coming here soon.
So, I was reading up on Wrestling Inc. WWE SmackDown ratings drop, of course, due to NFL preseason presumption, but the Bloodline still does numbers. So, SmackDown drew an average of 2.09 on Friday night. So, that was 722,000 viewers in the 18 to 49 demo. So the viewership on the key demo declined to 7%. Last Friday, that was a drop from 11% the last week. But that number was up during the Bloodline segment. And y'all are saying that Bloodline's not hitting anymore. The Bloodline's not draw. I think the Bloodline's still drawing. I think last Friday they've kind of wrapped up the Bloodline for a good month or so. I don't think they're gonna necessarily be on the Payback show. I think we're gonna not see some Bloodline for a few weeks. But
right, because there's no Bloodline segment scheduled for SmackDown.
Advertised now. So, with that being said, we're probably going to see a lot of LA Knight. We're going to see probably some Sheamus. There's some guys that are going to need to step up in the next month that we're going to see less of the Bloodline. So, who do you think are going to be those guys to step up while the Bloodline ain't there?
Ooh,
Kane, that's the thing. Roman's the needle mover. It's on the damn shirt.
It literally is on the damn shirt. Like, you don't know, what are you doing? Dang. I knew there was something I was going to
I was shocked to see the handshake too. That's very un-Brock like.
Yeah, even though the guy was decided to participate in the SpongeBob challenge, and I ripped my pants.
So, who do you think's stepping up?
If there's anybody on SmackDown that could possibly that could help event the venue without the Bloodline.
Got LA Knight. Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, no. That's the one. There you go.
Right.
Yep.
Then Rey Mysterio, He's your new United States champion. How do you feel about that title, Jay?
That caught me by surprise. I knew that there was. I mean, I kind of got the SmackDown a little late, so I didn't see where Austin Theory originally attacked Santos. But I did see. But yeah, I saw where he just went and chop blocked him, causing the causing him not to like actually do it. But then they call in They call in, obviously, they send in the cavalry. They bring in Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio winning was a bit of a shock because, I'm just trying to remember the pinning combination. He went for the 619, blocked, got out of it, flipped, or no, he 619 Theory in the back first. Then he flipped him over into the ropes, hit him again with a 619 slingshot splash for the 3 count, and I was like, wait, this is how they're going to take the title off Theory? This is how we're taking it off Theory?
Right.
Like I'm in shock. And of course, yeah, when the camera went to Theory, oh my God, I could have died laughing, just seeing him crying like a bitch.
So with that, what do you think's next for Theory?
Oh boy. I honestly don't know. I feel like Theory never really I don't really think I'm gonna really in a couple of years from now. I don't think I'm really gonna remember Theory having a memorable U.S. title reign as much, because I felt like within the past few months he never really defended the title as much as I think other people would expect. Expect them to, but
the title reign was doing very well.
Yeah.
He was out there almost every night. He was defending it. And then something just after the Cena match, something changed. And, it just wasn't as memorable as it was before. The Cena match wasn't a match to write home about at all.
Right.
And maybe the way that match went, maybe just kind of deflated some confidence. I don't know. Yeah. But, I mean, Theory's done great in what they've given him. They just haven't given him much. And then also, they did have the thing where he was hanging out with Pretty Deadly, and they were probably working on something then. And then I think it was Kit Wilson that got hurt. That's another injury.
I think it was Elton Prince, because it was the blonde guy that got
one
hurt.
Of them got hurt.
I'm pretty sure it was the blonde guy. So if it was the blonde guy, it was Elton Prince. So
yes, boy. But one of them got hurt, and it just some things weren't clicking. But I think when Austin Theory does come back, recuperate, I think he'd have a pretty good babyface run. I think just with his charisma, with kind of the community outreach stuff that they have him doing, I think he'd have a pretty good babyface run.
Absolutely. And then another thing I would say that we are just now really starting to we're getting dabbles of it every week, but I'm really starting to like where they're going with it. It's the fact, and that is if the Bloodline can't do something on SmackDown, maybe Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits could. They just randomly out of nowhere, we're having a good old tag team bout between the Brawling Brutes and whatever other team there was, and then out of nowhere, Dawkins and Ford come out stomping them out in suits, and I'm like, wait a minute. And then of course, as soon as they did that, Bobby was waiting for them right on top of the stage, looking bad. Of course, Montez Ford with a little doing his best Powerhouse Hobbs impression. And of course, then I think also from last Friday, they had the little they had that little champagne toast to business, which only makes me wonder, where do Bobby and the Profits go from here? Do we see there are a lot of questions I know people are asking with this, what looks like a Hurt Business 2.0. Do Carmelo and Trick get involved? Do Carmelo and Trick join Bobby? Does Bianca possibly join Bobby with Montez? Like, where do we go from here?
If it was up to me, I would say keep it them two.
Right.
But maybe add Trick. I know I want to keep Carmelo Hayes separated from it. He's still your NXT champ. Let him do champ shit. And I know him and Trick, Trick probably isn't about it as much anymore. So he's going his separate way. Maybe he's going to be their muscle. Bobby Lashley might take a little step back, but kind of be that. I don't know, but I kind of like it just being the three of them.
And funny enough, I had recently read through an article that was saying that Bianca Belair is supposed to be going through a complete character change after having a 95-second women's title reign that was obviously stopped. That was obviously, ended swiftly by Io Sky, shooting for the stars, aim for the moon, rest in peace, Pop Smoke, whatever. But honestly, that when Io cashed in and won, that's all I was thinking about, and that was that Pop Smoke line: shoot for the stars, aim for the moon. And that's exactly what she did. And the one thing I'm hoping out of Io is that I want to see a memorable title run from Io Sky, because Io is, again, I think Io is just one of those generational talents that she almost never disappoints. She is just that good. Like, just, I don't know.
Io's damn good. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Beyond belief.
And that's the thing. So is Bianca. I've never really had a problem with Bianca's talent. Just that title reign that she had, I was done with it for
Bianca
the longest time.
Bianca needs to go away.
But yeah, Scals, I do agree. Bianca does need to go away for a minute and then come back with something to prove and with the hot streak. Yeah, Bianca Cena. Yeah, Bianca Cena. But her coming back with a new attitude and a hot streak would be the best thing for Bianca.
I would agree with that. Absolutely. That would be something that is way overdue.
Well, man, just one last thing. I know you are one of the people that I know that really sit down and watch NXT, you and Scals. Speaking of Scals NXT, tomorrow night, I think we're debuting the new show that is being offered by Off the Top, which is NXT on Tap, hosted by Scals himself. And tomorrow night, NXT is kicking off with a tag team championship match. It is Tony D'Angelo and Channing Stacks Lorenzo defending their titles against the Dyads, Jagger Reed, and Rip Fowler to start the NXT show. That one's going to be an absolute banger. I don't really watch much of NXT, but I know these guys are great. So with that being said, Phil, kind of what do you think is going to happen in this one? Are you excited about it? Is it going to be a good one?
Definitely excited. I think putting the tag titles on the family was definitely the right move to make. You had that amazing story, the amazing story that was being told between them, and Gallus was, to me, that's something that came out of that had to been something that came out of cinema, because that was just an amazing story, just in general. Because they kind of just stemmed up. They kind of interjected themselves in because of because Gallus was having that feud with the Creed brothers. But then, of course, with the Creed brothers out, the only ones you could elevate to like that could honestly be there for the NXT Tag Championships is obviously Tony and Stacks. And the story that they told with the vignettes and the match in the ring, I absolutely freaking loved it. It seemed like something out of a mobster movie, at least for me, at least. But I am all for the family defending the titles against the dyad. When it comes to the dyad, obviously there's still a little bit of dissension going on with them as well, because the fact the Creed brothers could be hiding among them and yet they can't even find them yet. I mean, well, that's already been proven already, but I'm looking forward to that, but I'm also very much looking forward to Dijak versus Wesley for the number one contendership for the match against Carmelo for the NXT title at NXT Heatwave. I don't know who's going to come out on top. Dijak has proven himself to be one, like, ever since the gimmick change to to the new Terminator of NXT. Like he is not disappointing me. Dijak's new character just screams this, like, this is better it's way better than T-Bar. And Wesley has proven himself time and time again to be one of the best wrestlers in NXT, just by a lot, just in general. So they're going to be putting on one banger of a match if that's going to be the main event.
Well, speaking of previewing NXT, I did hear on the first episode of NXT on Tap tomorrow that you're joining Scales, right?
Yeah. He sent me a message. He's like, "Are you down Tuesday?" I'm like, "Of course I'm down Tuesday." So
always down Tuesday. Well, man, Phil, I've had an exciting time chatting with you. It's always fun having you around on the show. Where can we find you, brother?
Man, if you want to see more of this cold-hearted, handsome devil's face, and I'm not talking about Hook, you can check me out on let's see, I've got so many places: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Twitch, Clapper, Social Pack, and of course, you can check me out also on Twitch and well, not really YouTube, because for some reason we have a bit of a block on our thing right now. But you can find us on Twitch under the Payin Dues Wrestling Company at Free Talk Wrestling. Myself, along with Canna Coaster, Two Sweet Blaze, all wrestling for life. It's the four of us. And yeah. And then, sometimes I'll pop up on Rivet City Radio or here or on Off the Top whenever people need somebody to just fill in, talk. It don't matter. I'm just that guy.
You are that guy. Yeah, and you can find me at Jamey Rose X on my platforms. Just type it in wherever you find me. That's where you find me. Also, you can find me hanging out here Mondays. Actually, not for the next few Mondays. Going on a little bit hiatus, just getting the move and stuff. But on Friday Night Review also. And then check me out with Diamond State Wrestling, promotion out here in Arkansas, as I'm making my commentary debut on the 27th of this month. Kind of nervous about it, but we're gonna rock it on. And yeah, man, Rip City Radio, the Patreon, check it out. Patreon.com/Rip City Radio. And yeah, check me out where you find me. With that being said, I'm Jamey Rose. He is Phil the Future. And we are paying dues. And also, if you are viewing right now and want to check out something fun on Twitch still, my boy Irish Neep is live. So you can check him out. Anyways, ciao.